Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Horror Corner. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Erschen, and this week we are going to discuss the huge news in the world of the Halloween franchise. And that's the fact that we are getting not one, but two sequels to the Halloween 2018 film. Now, in my last video on the Halloween franchise, we were talking about that, and that was just a rumor at the time. And there was another part of that rumor that I'm glad is not happening, and that's the fact that people were saying that both films would come out in the same month. So I'm glad that that's not happening, because I think that would be ridiculous. But they are going to release them in back-to-back years. The first film, which is called Halloween Kills, will come out in October of 2020, and then the next film, called Halloween Ends, will come out in 2021. And that really intrigued me, hearing that title, Halloween Ends. I was like, ooh, that sounds really intriguing, doesn't it? The fact that Halloween could come to an end, and that's what kind of got me excited. I know in my last video I seemed kind of leery about the whole thing, but now I'm really excited hearing that, because now I feel like it's going to be like a really solid two-parter, ending with the end of the Halloween franchise, and that's what I kind of hope happens. I know I might sound kind of ridiculous, being such a big Halloween fan, that I want the series to end. And, I've kind of explained that before. And that's the fact that I don't want the Halloween franchise to just go on forever and ever and ever, because after a while, I think it will be ridiculous, because it's like, what is he, the Terminator or something? He might as well be a robot at that point, he's just never gonna die. Michael Myers will never die, He's gotta die at some point in order for it to seem somewhat realistic. I mean, come on. After a while, it's just going to be ridiculous, like Supernatural, and I don't want that in the Halloween franchise, At any rate, yeah, I'm kind of in the middle on the names of the films, but part of me is just glad that they are putting a name on it instead of just Halloween, and the next one Halloween, and then we do have 7 movies called Halloween. So at least we have titles to the film. But the Halloween Kills one, seems kind of weird, but I don't know, I guess that's cool for a horror movie, Halloween Kills. But it seems kind of weird for a Halloween franchise film to be called that. It's kind of weird. I don't know, but I guess it's cool. But the Halloween Ends, I think that is a really cool title. Halloween Ends. And you get the feeling like, wow, this is the end of the Michael Myers saga once and for all. And that's the feeling I get from that title, I'm sure a lot of people do too. Now, is that actually going to be the case? Now, they might end it, but then someone else might decide, oh, this film made so much money. Someone like Jason Blum might decide, oh, this film made so much money, let's make another one anyway, Of course, there's always that possibility, but there's also the possibility we might get another resurrection at that point, I definitely don't want that to happen. And that's one of the reasons why I don't want it to go on and on and on, because we might get a resurrection in there somewhere. A film that's a complete embarrassment to the franchise, I don't want that. We already had that. I also want to address some of the rumors. Yeah, there was one going around that Danielle Harris wanted to be in the next Halloween film. Actually, it wasn't a rumor. She said it herself on her Twitter page and her Twitter feed, that she wants to be part of the Halloween franchise again, that she wants to be in the next film as Jamie Lloyd. She even said that, which I thought was really interesting. But I really don't think that could actually work. For me, the time to have done that would have been the last film, Halloween 2018. If they were going to bring Jamie Lloyd back, that would have been the movie to do it, because they could have just had her as Laurie Strode's daughter instead of Judy Greer as Karen. You know, they could have just had Danielle Harris as Jamie Lloyd instead of that, and the fans would have went freaking ape shit, you know, and it would have been awesome. To me, that was a huge missed opportunity. I was upset about that. I was like, oh, so they're gonna have Laurie's daughter, but it's not Jamie Lloyd. I mean, that was such a missed opportunity for me, and that was one thing I didn't like about Halloween 2018. Although I did end up enjoying Judy Greer's performance as Karen, and I did enjoy Andy Matichak as Allison Strode. So, at any rate, you know, if they did it now, it would be kind of silly, you know. What, is she going to show up at Laurie's doorstep and as like the long-lost child that she didn't know about? Like some cheesy sitcom episode? I don't think that would work. That would be silly. I mean, they could do that, but it would be kind of ridiculous. I do think they could bring her in as a different character, like they did with the Halloween remake from Rob Zombie. That they could do. They could get away with it, but she's so beloved as Jamie Lloyd, it's like, you know, nobody really probably wants to see her as anything but Jamie Lloyd, you know. And it's been so long since Halloween 4 and 5, you know. Yeah, to me, the time to do that would have been the last one. Nowadays, now that they've already gone ahead and used Judy Greer as Karen, I think it's too late to bring Jamie into it. But at any rate, part of me, yes, would love to see that. I would love to see that, but don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, so back to the fact that there's going to be not one, but 2 films. And also Jamie Lee Curtis herself confirmed that she is going to be in both of them. So now we know she's not going to die in Halloween Kills. Which a lot of people probably thought, you know, maybe she might die in this one, and the next one will be something completely different, you know. No, we know Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode will be in both films, so we can bet probably more that on Halloween Ends, that's where the chapter of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, I think, will end completely, and that's what I've been waiting for, you know. That's what I want. I want both chapters of those characters to be closed, you know, in a big way, you know, in a huge way, in an epic fashion, and I think this is the perfect way to do that with a part 1 and part 2 kind of thing, and that's what I'm hoping for, that they will do it like that, like they did with the Avengers, with Infinity War, and then they close it out with the Endgame, you know. I think that would be perfect for Halloween, you know, and give the franchise the respect that it deserves, and the respect to the legacy of the franchise, you know. That's what I'm hoping for, and I certainly hope it's good, you know. It has also been confirmed that we are getting David Gordon Green back, and Danny McBride, and John Carpenter to work on the score for both films. So that's pretty cool too, you know. Some people might think, well, you know, maybe they could have given it to another director and see what he could do with it. Because there were some things about Halloween 2018 that I didn't like. Like some of the humor didn't work, and you could probably blame Danny McBride for some of that. But especially that stupid sandwich scene with those 2 cops. I really don't care about what you're eating, you know. It was like the film just stopped so that these morons, these stupid cops can talk about their sandwiches, you know. Like, I just couldn't get that. I thought it was so stupid. But at any rate, some people say that was kind of a nod to Halloween 5, you know, with those cheesy Keystone Cop dudes, you know, with the clown music. And maybe it was, but I still didn't like it. But anyway, hopefully the comedy parts will be a little better. And I'm actually hoping that they might use some more of the suspense that we saw in the original film from 1978, because I'll be honest, Halloween 2018 didn't really have that too much. there was really only one scene that I felt was really cool and suspenseful and called back to the original. And that was the scene where the kid was in the middle of the yard, and it was like pitch black out, and you could just barely see Michael in the background, and the kid was calling him Mr. Elrod or whatever. The kid thinks it was Mr. Elrod from Halloween 2. I thought that scene was really cool and suspenseful, and it had some of that aura of the original Halloween from 1978. I want to see more of that, you know. Now, what was cool about Halloween 2018 was the fact that Michael Myers was in the classic style of like 1978 or even Halloween 2 from 1981. I felt like they kind of melded those two together with the performance of James Jude Courtney. Now, that's the thing I'm a little worried about. I really need to hear that James Jude Courtney is going to be Michael Myers, because I thought he was a fantastic Michael Myers. So I'm still waiting for that confirmation. I haven't heard that yet. And I feel like that's a really important part and something that's very vital to the success of these movies, is having James Jude Courtney back as Michael Myers. I really believe that that's an important and vital part that needs to be confirmed, you know, in order for me to be on board. I mean, I'm going to be on board no matter what, but I really want to hear that, though. I really want to see confirmed James Jude Courtney back as Michael Myers. Yes. And then I'll be like, yes, you know. But I am very excited and interested to hear where they are going to go with the storyline, you know. We all saw what happened at the end of Halloween 2018, and I'm very curious to see where they go next with it, you know. We certainly know that they are going to have Judy Greer and Andy Matichak back, as well as Jamie Lee Curtis, so we know that Michael's going to be coming for them, you know. And we know that Michael is obviously going to be in the movie, so we know somehow he gets out of that basement in the house where Laurie burned it all up, you know. Somehow he escapes from that, and we know, obviously, since those characters are returning, that at some point Michael's going to be going after them, and it's going to be a big, like, triple threat cage match, you know, between Michael Myers and the daughter and the granddaughter, and of course Laurie Strode. Now, the fact that they're going to make it into 2 movies, that's going to be the interesting part, is there's going to have to be a lot of story to go on in order to fill up 2 movies, especially when they're going to be shot back to back, you know. So that's what I'm really curious about. What else are they going to do with the storyline, other than the fact that Michael's going to be going after those 3, you know. So I'm very curious to see what happens, you know. I'm very, and of course, as details come out, important details, I will be making a video for you guys, just like I am now. You know, this is huge news, so yeah, I absolutely had to come out with a video. Plus, everyone and their mother has already come out with a video by now. But today was the only day, you know, I had some free time on my hands, so I had to absolutely respond to this, because this is huge news. And I watched, like, so many other people's videos, like Dave McCrae. I was really excited to hear what he has to say. I watched Lee McCoy, you know, Drum Dums, to hear what he had to say. I watched so many people's videos about it. So yeah, I was excited to make my own video about it, because you guys know I love the Halloween franchise. I'm absolutely, like, obsessed with it. And yeah, now that it's official, now that it's in the bag, that it is happening, I am excited about it. I am a lot more excited about it. And the fact that apparently the franchise is going to be coming to close, that part I am very excited and interested to see. You know, I'm very, very interested to see how they play it out, and how they end the saga of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. I also love that little teaser thing they did on the HalloweenMovies.com website. You know, once Jason Blum confirmed the news, they played like a little kind of trailer almost. Like, the saga of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode isn't over, and it kind of reminded me to Halloween 2, The Nightmare Isn't Over. You know? I thought that was cool, you know. So yeah, guys, I'm really excited. What do you guys think about all this huge news? This is like so huge I can't even handle it. Like, I'm just flabbergasted. I'm just like, I can't even handle it. It's like too much for my brain. You know, can't wrap my head around the fact there's going to be 2 Halloween movies in back-to-back years. This is just insane, guys. It's just insane. But at the same time, it is very exciting for us Halloween nerds, you know. So, guys, give me your thoughts in the comments, or if you want to make a response video. I'm very excited to hear people's thoughts on what they think about this huge news. And as always, thank you so much for joining me, Sean Patrick Erschen, in the Horror Corner. Tune in and stay scared.